The conference hall was full of excitement. Bright blue screens covered the walls, technicians rushed around with clipboards, and the stage lights were being tested for the biggest event of the year. Tomorrow was launch day. My launch day. For 5 years, I had worked on the software that everyone was celebrating. I had spent countless nights fixing problems at 2 a.m. I had designed the features that executives proudly presented as if they had created them. I had carried the project through every difficult moment while others enjoyed the praise. But none of that mattered anymore, because tomorrow, I believed people would finally know my name. I stood near the edge of the main hall, holding my laptop. Inside that laptop was the work that had consumed my life for years. Every line of code, every improvement, every solution was there. Then my phone buzzed. It was a message from my manager, Oliver. Come to my office before the final preparation meeting. We need to talk. Quick. I didn't think much of it at first. Oliver was always dramatic. He could make a simple conversation about a schedule sound like a company emergency. But as I walked down the hallway toward his office, something felt wrong. The hallway was unusually quiet. When I knocked on his door, he didn't say, "Come in." He simply shouted. Yeah, I opened the door. Oliver was sitting behind his desk, relaxed and confident. Across from him sat Maya, the new intern who had joined the company only 6 weeks earlier. She smiled nervously. Oliver looked at me. "Laura," he said slowly, "we've been reviewing everything, and we've decided to go in a new direction." I frowned. "A new direction?" "The launch," he replied. My heart sank. "We're replacing you as product lead." For a moment, I thought I had heard him wrong. Replacing me. Oliver gave me that familiar corporate smile. "Laura, you're incredibly talented. No one questions your skills. But we're looking for someone with fresh energy. Someone with a different presence. Someone who fits the company's vision." I looked at Maya. She avoided my eyes. She knew exactly what was happening. Oliver continued. "Tomorrow, Maya will present the product, lead the rollout, and answer questions from the media." Then he said the one thing that made everything clear. "You'll help her transition. Give her your laptop, your documentation, and everything she needs." My laptop. My code. The thing I had spent years building. I stared at him. "Oliver, I created this software. I wrote the systems. I know every part of it." He raised his hand and interrupted me. "Laura, your emotional response isn't helping. Try to be a team player." Emotional response. Team player, the perfect words people use when they want someone to accept being treated unfairly. I looked at Maya again. There was guilt on her face, but not enough to stop her. Not enough to say no. I took a deep breath. I knew if I got angry, they would use it against me. They would say I was difficult. They would say I wasn't professional. So instead, I smiled, a calm smile. "Of course," I said. "If that's what the team needs, I respect the decision." Oliver looked surprised. He expected a fight. He expected me to beg. Instead, I opened my laptop, entered a few commands, closed it, and placed it on his desk. "Good luck tomorrow," I told Maya. She accepted it quietly. "Thank you." "Laura, you're welcome," I replied. Oliver looked relieved. He thought the problem was solved. He thought he had removed me, but there was something they didn't know. Something they never bothered to check. The software they were preparing to launch still operated under my private developer license. The company had access, but they did not own it. The legal transfer had never been completed. Oliver never read the details. The executives never asked questions. They believed they could remove the person who built everything and still keep the creation. They were about to discover how wrong they were. As I walked out of the office, I felt something I hadn't felt in years. Freedom. The conference hall was still glowing. The countdown screens were still running. Everyone was preparing for the biggest celebration of their careers. They thought tomorrow would be their success story. They had no idea it would become the day they learned the cost of underestimating the person who made everything possible.